Hey all, my name's Michael, welcome to the channel, and we're going to be getting into some 4chan stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Now, let's begin. Be me, 28 years old, been crashing at my uncle's duplex since 2013. Uncle Rick owns this investment property downtown, lives in the other unit. We worked out this sweet deal where I do all the maintenance stuff, fix leaky faucets, mow the grass, handle minor repairs, you know. In exchange, I only pay $400 rent instead of the usual $1,200. Not a bad setup, finally able to save some actual money for once. It is a decent 2-bedroom place in an okay neighborhood. Uncle travels constantly for his sales job, so I rarely see him. Everything's going smooth until I meet this chick Monica in 2016. She's doing some nursing program at the community college, talks a big game about helping people and making a difference. We start hanging out, she's sleeping over most nights pretty quick. Officially moves in with me sometime in 2017. Uncle's cool with it, just adds her name to the lease paperwork. Rent stays the same, no big deal. We get engaged the next year, do the whole courthouse wedding thing in 2019. That's when shit starts getting weird. Monica keeps failing her nursing board exams, like repeatedly. Takes that test 4 different times and bombs it every single time. Eventually just gives up and gets some retail gig at Target, making $12 an hour. First baby shows up in 2020, then another one in 2022. Suddenly, our quiet little duplex turns into a complete chaos. Baby stuff everywhere, stains on everything, constant noise. Monica starts getting these ideas about the place being ours, keeps calling it our duplex and our home. I'm constantly correcting her that we're just renting from Uncle Rick. She gets pissed off. Whatever, we've lived here forever, same thing. Apparently, she thinks time equals ownership or something. Around 2022, Monica starts getting really bitter about everything, complains nonstop about the thin walls and no privacy, always nagging me about buying our own house somewhere. I keep explaining we can't afford a down payment on her target salary. She loses it and accuses me of having no drive and accepting mediocrity. Meanwhile, she's blowing money we don't have on random Amazon crap, maxing out credit cards on subscription boxes and clothes. Does basically zero housework even though she's home half the time. Whenever Uncle Rick stops by to check on his property, Monica acts like he's trespassing, bitches about him just walking around acting like he owns everything. I'm like, he does own everything, that's literally how ownership works. She says I always take his side over my own wife. Marriage goes completely to shit through 2023. We're fighting about literally everything. Money, kids, future plans. Monica threatens divorce every time we have any disagreement. Finally pulls the trigger in March 2024 after some massive fight. Honestly, I'm relieved because living with her had become miserable. Custody stuff starts getting messy right away. Then in June 2024, Uncle Rick calls with some news. His company is moving him back to our city full time. He needs his duplex back by October so he has somewhere to live. Gives us 4 months heads up, which is more than he legally has to. I break this news to Monica as carefully as possible. She absolutely fucking explodes. So you're just gonna make me and your kids homeless. I try explaining it's not my choice, Rick owns the property. She starts screaming about 8 years of my life in this place. Threatens to get a lawyer and fight for what's mine. I'm wondering what exactly she thinks is hers. Monica finds some ambulance chaser who advertises on billboards. This guy usually does car accident cases but agrees to help her. They cook up some bullshit about tenant rights and adverse possession. Apparently doing household improvements gives you ownership claims. Uncle Rick gets served with legal papers claiming unlawful eviction. Poor guy's 52 and never dealt with a lawsuit before. Calls me totally freaking out about potentially losing his investment. I have to explain that my crazy ex-wife is trying to steal his duplex. He can't believe anyone would be that delusional and entitled. Rick hires this real estate lawyer who handles landlord-tenant disputes. Lawyer takes one look at Monica's case and says it's completely baseless. Warns that even frivolous lawsuits cost money and time to fight. Court date gets set for September 2024. Monica spends the whole summer building her evidence. Photographs every single thing she ever did to improve the place. painted walls, organized closets, planted some flowers in the yard, makes this elaborate presentation with plastic sleeves and tabs. tells everyone she's fighting greedy landlords and corporate exploitation. Facebook becomes her personal soapbox about family betrayal. Her mom shares every post with comments about strong, independent women. Meanwhile, I'm just collecting lease agreements and rent receipts. Court day arrives at this old downtown courthouse. Judge has that look like he's been dealing with bullshit since the Clinton era. Monica's lawyer goes first with this dramatic presentation, claims she has sweat equity from years of improvements and maintenance, argues that painting rooms and cleaning creates legal ownership, mentions how utility bills were in her name for several years, says she made significant capital investments in the property, lists stuff like hanging pictures, organizing storage, yard work. Judge sits there looking bored but lets him finish. Our lawyer presents the actual lease documents and property deed, shows rent payment history and continuous property tax records, explains that tenant improvements don't magically create ownership, points out there was never any purchase agreement or ownership transfer. Monica's lawyer starts objecting about technicalities versus equity. Judge shuts him down. This is property law, not philosophy class. Monica gets on the witness stand for her sob story, talks about pouring her heart into the place and creating memories, mentions organizing the kid's room and making it feel like home, claims she transformed a basic rental into a loving family space, starts crying about how the kids will lose their stability. Our lawyer cross-examines her about actual money spent, asks to see receipts for the supposed major improvements. Monica produces receipts for paint, some shelving, garden supplies. Total comes to maybe $500 over 7 years. Lawyer asks about rent, insurance, taxes, major repairs. She admits never paying for any of the actual expensive stuff. Judge asks directly if she has any documentation of ownership transfer. Long, awkward pause, then she claims it was a family understanding. Judge turns to Uncle Rick and asks about any ownership promises. Rick stands up and clearly states absolutely never agreed to sell. Adds they were tenants who helped with upkeep, that's all. Monica's lawyer makes one last desperate attempt, claims Rick is exploiting family relationships for profit, says Monica faces homelessness due to predatory landlord practices. Judge cuts him off mid-sentence. Counselor, this court interprets property law, not social commentary. Your client has zero evidence supporting any ownership claim. Tenant improvements and emotional attachment don't establish property rights. Bang goes the gavel, case dismissed in Rick's favor. Orders Monica to vacate within 45 days. Also makes her pay Rick's attorney fees and court costs. Monica starts having a complete meltdown right there in court. Her lawyer hurriedly packs up his stuff, looking totally embarrassed. People in the gallery are shaking their heads at the whole circus. Outside the courthouse, Monica's ranting to some news reporter, claims the legal system is biased against working mothers, says she's a victim of predatory family landlord practices, posts like 80 Facebook updates that night about corruption and injustice. Comment section turns into a battlefield between her supporters and normal people. Bunch of wine moms sharing motivational quotes about fighting the man. Moving day is an absolute shit show. Monica waited until the last possible week to start packing. Moving truck shows up, but she's barely got anything ready. Neighbors come out to watch the drama like it's a soap opera. Some feel bad for her. Others know she brought this on herself. Old Korean lady next door brings me kimchi and says she's sorry for the trouble. Monica's making TikTok videos while throwing stuff in boxes, getting illegally kicked out of my home by greedy family members. Kids are confused and upset about leaving the only home they remember. I'm trying to help them cope while packing up their toys, use different colored stickers on their boxes so they know what's theirs. Monica's mom shows up and starts yelling at me, calls me a selfish bastard for ruining her grandchildren's lives. I try explaining that nobody's ruining anything, we just have to move. She threatens to call Child Protective Services on me, says I'm traumatizing babies for my own selfish gain. The whole scene is completely exhausting. Finally get the truck loaded around midnight. Monica does one final dramatic walk through the empty duplex, comes back outside crying. I put 8 years of my life into this place. I remind her we got dirt cheap rent for 8 years. She says, you can't put a price on the love and memories here. Kids are waving goodbye from the truck looking sad and lost. Breaks my heart, but there's literally nothing else we can do. Monica moves into some tiny studio apartment on the other side of town, immediately starts posting about new chapters and fresh starts, but also keeps posting bitter shit about toxic family members. Custody mediation is coming up next month. Uncle Rick moves back into his duplex and starts fixing it up. Finally gets to enjoy the investment property he worked years to buy. Brings in contractors to redo the kitchen and put in new floors. Place looks incredible when they finish the renovations. I find a small apartment nearby and start putting my life back together. Feels weird starting over at 28, but at least the property drama is done. Still can't believe Monica thought she could just claim someone else's duplex. Paying electric bills doesn't make you a homeowner. Painting some walls doesn't give you property rights. If ownership worked through emotional investment, every renter would own their apartment. Kids keep asking when they can visit Uncle Rick's old house. Tell them maybe during the holidays once everything calms down. They're handling it better than expected. Kids bounce back fast. Custody court is going to be its own nightmare to deal with, but at least we don't have to argue about who owns what anymore. Some people really think feelings and wishful thinking create legal reality. Glad Uncle Rick fought back against that ridiculous lawsuit. Family property should stay with the family that actually owns it. Learned my lesson about keeping business and family relationships separate. Next time, everything's getting documented properly from day one.